One of the biggest spectacles every year at E3 is Microsoft's Xbox booth, and today is no exception. You're in luck because you're going to have a front row seat for everything that Microsoft has been cooking up behind closed doors, so stay tuned.
Shadowrun is about what happens when magic returns to the world. Mayan prophecy says that every 5,000 years, magic returns, and it doesn't return all at once. It comes to these 6 key points across the globe. One of them happens to be in Brazil, and 2 rival factions fight over it. One is a major American corporation called RNA Global. The other is an ancient bloodline called the Lineage, who are sworn to protect the return of magic and prepare the earth for the return of magic. Weapons are one portion of the game. The game is really a combination of modern weapons, ancient magic, and advanced technology. So we give you guns like you would have in a normal game, but we also give you a bunch of different abilities. We give you the ability to teleport through walls. We give you the ability to summon a demon to fight by your side. We use tech to give you the ability to see through walls, so you can see an enemy on the one side of a wall, teleport through the wall to kill him, cast a minion for his friend to deal with, teleport back out through the wall, friend finds you, turns to a puff of smoke, and run away. The game is incredibly customizable. It's actually one of the things that we find most entertaining about the game is the game is round-based, so that every round you get new abilities and things like that, and you basically choose what you want to do. So my selection of abilities is going to be based on what game type we're playing, who we're playing against, the map, what things you take, what things my teammates take, to really try to coordinate and mix and match to find the best combination. The console guys want to go against the PC players. The PC players want to try and own the console guys. Our job is to make sure that it's a fun experience where both sides feel that they can play against each other, play with each other, and it's really about the game. It's not about what controller you want to use. What we found was that the console players actually own the PC players way more, and we actually had to do a lot to make the PC experience fair, frankly. So it's been really interesting, it's been really fun, and we have constant grudge matches back at the studio when we're building the game. We got guys that play PC all the time, we've guys that play console all the time, and it's a little war. It's great.
Backstory of this game is basically you're playing as the god Baldur. He's been cybernetically enhanced, so he's more than just a regular man. He has extra strength, extra abilities. He can think faster, carry heavier weapons, do stuff like that. But he is more human than a lot of the other guys that he's working with. A lot of them are walking around saying, you need to be cybernetically enhanced more. You're too human. So that's where we got the title of the game from, actually.
Can you give me an example of one of the coolest cybernetic adjustments you can make in this game?
Oh boy, you know, you're going to have all kinds of guns and things. You're going to have like lasers and missile launchers, things like that. You also have this sword that's called Fenrir. And essentially this sword, as you upgrade it, it's going to change into other forms of itself. So it starts out as a basic sword. It's going to turn into a glaive. It's going to turn into multiple swords and just a whole bunch of other melee weapons. That's probably one of the more cooler enhancements you get as you're going along. You also get things like armor that have different abilities and will help your combat in different ways, you know, by giving you protection, making it so you can react faster, do things like that.
What separates Too Human from other action RPGs that are being released this holiday?
Well, it's mostly the story in this game more than anything. You know, we're using the Unreal Engine 3, which we're really excited about. Gives us a real next generation level of graphics that we're looking for in this title. Another thing is the animation system we're using. We're using a really high-end bunch of guys that do martial arts as the motion capture artists for this game. These guys have done martial arts for movies like Bulletproof Monk, Hero, bunch of other movies that are really well known. This is going to be an Xbox 360 title only. It's the only platform we're developing for.
Well, Xbox Live Arcade really opens up what's available on the platform, which is great because it's really bringing in the hardcore and the casual gamers that love to play. So we basically have all of the retro style games that are available. They're the ones you knew, the ones you loved. We announced Sonic yesterday. We have a bunch of great Namco, Midway, Konami, you name it. We basically have the awesome retro titles coming, so it's really exciting. But then we have all of the indie titles, the games that you've never before seen on a console because they just don't have a $20 million budget. So we have developers, literally 4-man studios making games for arcade. It's phenomenal. We're going to have 35 titles by summer, and then we're looking at 50 by end of year. So we have the Namcos with the Pac-Man and the Galaga. We have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. We have Defender. We have Luminous Live, which is an amazing game that's coming out. You can even get skins where you can basically play with all the different music artists that we have coming through. We have a bunch of the new indie titles like Small Arms. We have Hip Shot. We have RoboBlitz. We have Wahoo's Cloning Clyde. So it's just an amazing lineup of content that's coming through. Basically, you love it, either retro or in the new indie stuff, we have it coming. Luminous Live will actually offer multiplayer over the live service even, so that's going to be awesome. Versus, so you guys can take each other down. We also have new game modes and everything, so it's a really new version of Luminous, and it really offers a lot of new features on the live service.
What we're going to be seeing here is actually the game where you create your own world. You start out the game with nothing. You basically have dirt when you create the game. And then you build everything that you see on the screen. So each player is going to be creating their own environment as it immediately happens. And everything that you'll see there, every blade of grass, every fence, every structure that's there, actually is placed there by the player themselves. And the goal of that, of course, is to create a place, a world, that is going to be attractive to certain species of pinatas. And of course, we've got a bunch of species of pinatas in here. There are over 60 different species of pinatas that can be attracted to your world. Like this one, the Horstacio here, he is actually drawn to this world by the water and the grass and the apples. So 60 different species of pinatas, hundreds of different customizations, and as you can see here, actually, the Fizzly Bear has a crazy number of accessories. He's got the mustache, funny teeth, mohawk, the backpack. There's even an afro you can get for him. These customizations you can get as you progress through the game. You can even download some of them from the Xbox Live Marketplace. They'll be downloadable. Now, sour pinatas, they're dangerous because they can actually eat all your pinata eggs and they cause lots of problems. If you're an impatient player, you may want to break them open, but if you break them open, then their candy goes everywhere. Other pinatas eat it, they could be infected. That's bad. And with each one of the different pinatas, there's also the possibility of romance. So you can take two pinatas and you can introduce them to each other, and then hopefully they'll have a romantic encounter together. And then, of course, this helps to create new pinatas.
Crackdown's a freeform game that allows you to basically play how you want. There's no linear mission gameplay. There's open world. You have access to it the moment you start. Get in there, basically clean up the streets. There are three main crime organizations that you basically targeted to take out, and the user can do it how they want, when they want. And the world is vertical, so something new to the genre. It allows them to really get in, not only play linearly across the streets, but also get on top of the buildings, complete missions, shoot down into the streets, etc. The law has basically been privatized. It allows these individual agencies to take out the criminal organizations, and you're a new agent for the agency, and you have unique skills that allow you to become superhuman and jump really high, throw big trucks, pick up any object in the world, really get in there and have fun. And as you progress through the three different gangs in the world, you learn more about the world and the agency itself.
Well, that's a wrap for the Microsoft Xbox 360 booth. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at what Microsoft Studios are developing for your holiday season and beyond. This is Kat Hunter signing off for GTTV.